This is the moment, if you live in the UK, that you realize Putin is perfectly happy to bomb British government staff and he doesn't want peace.
A 5-story civilian building has been completely leveled by a ballistic missile that flew directly into it.
629 aerial assets launched by Russia overnight, 13 hits recorded.
Regularly, on a daily basis, contains British government staff, British employees, and the Russians know that, and the Russians decided to put a missile into this street at the early hours of this morning.
The latest news next. 15 people, including 4 children, have been killed and dozens of others sustained injuries in a large-scale Russian attack on the city of Kyiv on the night of the 27th to 28th of August, reported by President Volodymyr Zelenskyy on X. Right now in Kyiv, first responders are clearing the rubble of an ordinary residential building after a Russian strike. The death toll had risen to 15, including 4 children. People may still be trapped under the rubble. Daniel Kosoy, reporter for United 24 Media, documented the consequences of the Russian attack on Kyiv. As President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskyy stated, these Russian missiles and attack drones today are a clear response to everyone in the world who for weeks and months has been calling for a ceasefire and for real diplomacy. Russia chooses ballistics instead of the negotiating table. It chooses to continue killing instead of ending the war. And this means that Russia still does not fear the consequences. Russia still takes advantage of the fact that at least part of the world turns a blind eye to murdered children and seeks excuses for Putin. Volodymyr Zelenskyy added that Ukraine expects a response from China, which has repeatedly called for preventing the war's expansion and implementing a ceasefire.
Yet this is not happening because of Russia. We expect a reaction from Hungary. The death of children should definitely stir far greater emotions than anything else. We expect a response from everyone in the world who has called for peace, but now more often stays silent rather than taking principled positions.
He urged the world to impose new tough sanctions on Russia for its actions. All deadlines have already been broken, dozens of opportunities for diplomacy ruined. Russia must feel accountable for every strike, for every day of this war. British journalist Caroline Robertson released footage showing the aftermath of the Russian missile and drone strike on Kyiv on Thursday. He captured scenes of destruction on Zelenska Street in the city center, where offices, non-residential buildings and residential homes were damaged.
So a Russian missile has just landed in the center of Kyiv, right in the downtown center. The buildings are still burning all around me here, and the rescue workers are still pulling people out of these buildings. And this is what the Russians have been doing constantly for the last 3.5 years. But this is just the devastation that it causes. People being pulled out of buildings, people who are woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning with their entire homes smashed to pieces. And this is right bang downtown in the center of Kyiv. There's no military targets here. These are people's homes, these are people's businesses, these are people's lives. And this is how people have to live in a major European city every single day. And this is what Russian terrorism looks like. Absolutely disgusting.
A local branch of the British Consul was also damaged after being hit by drones and missiles. Just weeks ago, Russia's Federal Security Service, FSB, accused British intelligence of using the British Consul as cover in Moscow. Thousands of windows were shattered as residents cleared glass and debris from damaged buildings.
So this building behind me is the British Council, and they basically support peace and prosperity between Ukraine and the United Kingdom. And it's been destroyed by a Russian missile this morning. And this building regularly, on a daily basis, contains British government staff, British employees, and the Russians know that. And the Russians decided to put a missile into this street at the early hours of this morning. And moments like this should wake people up in the United Kingdom that Russia isn't just at war with Ukrainians, they're at war with everybody in the West. They were perfectly happy to hit this building, and they'll be perfectly happy to hit buildings like it continuously. And if you look around at this street, there are no military targets. This is a residential street filled with people sleeping, children sleeping, and again, the British government building.
This is the moment, if you live in the UK, that you realize Putin is perfectly happy to bomb British government staff and he does not want peace. This is a brutal reminder. Putin is not just waging war in Ukraine. He is sending a message to Britain and the entire free world. If he can strike a British consul office in Kyiv, what makes anyone think he would hesitate elsewhere? This is the moment to understand. Putin is not seeking peace. He is targeting you too. Ukraine is the front line, but his war is against all of us. The building housing the European Union's mission to Ukraine has been damaged as a result of a Russian strike on Kyiv. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha has reported by Sybiha on X. Sybiha has tweeted that Russia had also targeted diplomats in its latest attack, which constitutes a direct violation of the Vienna Convention.
The EU mission to Ukraine was damaged. This requires not only the EU's, but worldwide condemnation. We express solidarity with our EU colleagues and are ready to provide assistance.
Ukraine insists on a strong international response to Russia's brutal strike on Kyiv and other cities, Sybiha emphasized. Russian authorities have said that drones have attacked several Russian regions, while local residents have reported fires at 2 oil refineries and a railway hub. Reported by Russian Telegram channel Astra, Volgograd region governor, Samara region governor, and the Russian Ministry of Defense on Telegram. Astra said that drones had once again targeted the Novokuybishevsk oil refinery in the city of Samara in Samara region, causing a fire. Fedorishev later confirmed the attack.
The region has been attacked by UAVs, air defense is responding, and emergency services are working at the scenes. Temporary restrictions have been imposed at Samara Airport on the landing and departure of aircraft. To ensure citizen safety, restrictions have been introduced on mobile internet services. I urge you to refrain from sharing photos and videos of drones on social media. Stay calm.
In addition, the Afipsky oil refinery in Krasnodar Krai caught fire due to the drone attack, local residents said. Astra added that footage believed to show the scene of the strike is circulating online, but it has not been verified. Krasnodar Krai operational headquarters confirmed the attack on this oil refinery. The headquarters also added that a fire in a wooded area had broken out in Gelendzhik, near the village of Krynica. After the fall of drone debris, 3 sites of fire have been identified, covering a total area of 200 square meters. No casualties have been reported in the region. Drones attacked a railway hub in Volgograd region. This has been confirmed by the governor.
Air defense is repelling a large-scale UAV attack on the territory and transport logistics infrastructure of Volgograd Oblast. Early reports show that the fall of UAV debris caused a fire in one of the technical buildings of a locomotive depot in the town of Petrov Val in the Kamyshin district. The fire was quickly extinguished. No casualties have been reported.
The Russian Minister of Defense claimed that on the night of the 27th to 28th of August, air defense units had intercepted and destroyed 102 Ukrainian UAVs, 22 over the Black Sea, 21 over each of Rostov and Samara regions, 18 over Krasnodar Krai, 3 over each of Voronezh and Saratov regions, 2 over Volgograd region, and over the Sea of Azov, and 11 over temporarily occupied Crimea. As usual, the Russian Defense Ministry has not released information on the total number of drones involved in the attack or the actual impact of the strikes. Every strike carried out by Ukraine is carefully targeted at the facilities that Russia uses to wage its war: oil refineries, transport hubs, military depots, and infrastructure that fuel their aggression. Civilians are never the targets. In stark contrast, Russia systematically attacks Ukrainian homes, schools, hospitals, and public spaces, deliberately killing innocent men, women, and children. This is not a conflict between equals. One side is defending its people, sovereignty, and humanity itself. The other side is committing calculated acts of terror and war crimes. The world must recognize this fundamental difference and hold the perpetrators accountable. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Support Ukraine, like and subscribe.